Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Sultan's Special Force SSF celebrates its annual day by the graduation of new recruits and pinning medals of excellent service and royal commendation. The State Council approves the study of dual programs and specializations in higher education institutions and approves the study of amending the economic development law. The Gulf meeting discusses in Muscat the joint strategy for higher education and scientific research for the GCC countries. And the Yemeni crisis tops the meeting of His Excellency the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs with the United Kingdom's ambassador to Sana'a. Live from the news center of the Sultanate of Oman television, here we present to you the details of this news bulletin. The Sultan's Special Force SSF celebrated its annual day, which falls on 15th of March every year. The ceremony was held in a Sahma ground in the Wilaya of Hema in the Governorate of Al-Wusta. The ceremony included the graduation of new recruits and pinning medals of excellent service and the royal commendation. His Excellency General Sultan bin Mohammed al-Nu'mani, Minister of Royal Office, presided over the ceremony. The graduates performed a regular march to show their training efficiency. Then they performed the loyalty oath and chanted thrice the life of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. The SSF commander pinned special service, long service and good conduct medals on a number of SSF commissioned and non-commissioned officers in recognition of their long service and loyalty in carrying out the national sacred duty. On the sideline of the ceremony, the chief guest and the visitors toured the permanent exhibition for vehicles and equipment. The Royal Air Force of Oman held a ceremony today to mark the graduation of a new batch of students of the Air Technical College in different specializations on the stage of the Military College of Technology. In a speech, the commander of the college expressed his best wishes to the graduates in performing their nation's duty. The nation's duties. The ceremony included the display of a documentary film showcasing the process of development in the college. After that, Khalifa bin Abdullah al-Junaibi, commander of the Royal Guard of Oman, the chief guest, handed over the awards and certificates to the toppers. The State Council approved the study of dual programs and specializations at higher education institutions after the discussions showed absence in coordinating among colleges and universities in the specializations provided. The Council also approved the study of amending the economic development law, which corresponds to the economic strategic plans which the government are currently working on. The session was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfoud al-Mandhri, Chairman of the State Council. The Committee of the Studies in the Field of Strategic Cooperation of the Gulf Cooperation Council countries and Africa held its second meeting at the premises of the Advisory Board Office of the Supreme Council in Muscat. The committee discussed the memos forwarded from the Secretariat General of the Council and a number of work papers rendered by the committee members. The committee aims to prepare a draft of the Advisory Board perspectives in implementation of the assignment decision issued by the GCC leaders at the latest summit, which took place in Bahrain. The team of strategic planning preparation at the Higher Education and Scientific Research of the Gulf Cooperation Council countries reviewed in its meeting in Muscat a number of views and initiatives which will be referred to the GCC Ministers of Higher Education. The meeting, being hosted by the Ministry of Higher Education, included a presentation of the strategic draft of the committee and produced the initial edition of the plan in its final stage, besides preparing its operational program. A new record is achieved by the dry dock in Duqm for carrying out maintenance works for 14 ships at the same time. Oman Dry Dock Company seeks to continue the maintenance work to achieve high performance during the current year compared with last year. The dry dock will receive in the upcoming months local and foreign ships from Greece and Singapore. The works will include converting the use of ships such as Olympic Trist, which was considered as the sixth ship from the Springfield Navigation Company in Greece to undergo the transformation. Approximately 500 workers took 3 months to complete the conversions process for the ship in the dry dock at Duqm and used around 2,200 tons of steel. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and still to come in our news bulletin. Public Authority for Consumer Protection is awarded by the International Consumers Organization in recognition of its usage of digital technology in the field of protecting consumers. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The latest developments in Yemen and means of reaching a solution for the Yemeni crisis topped discussions at the meeting held between His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, and His Excellency Simon Clef, the United Kingdom's ambassador to Sana'a. The meeting also touched upon political and military circumstances in Yemen, the humanitarian situation, ways of sparing the civilians from the effects of the conflict, and facilitation of aid delivery to the residents in different Yemeni cities. His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Saud bin Harb al-Busaidi, Minister responsible for Defense Affairs, met with His Excellency Kang Do-hoo, Ambassador of South Korea, accredited to the Sultanate. His Excellency also met Jezda Katafitin, Ambassador of Thailand, accredited to the Sultanate, and His Excellency Mitsoju Saito, Ambassador of Japan, accredited to the Sultanate. During the meetings, they exchanged cordial talks and reviewed bilateral relations between the Sultanate and their respective countries. They also discussed a number of matters of mutual concern. The bilateral relations between the Sultanate and the Czech Republic and the means of supporting them in different fields were the main aspects of talks between His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad bin Hamoud al-Busaidi, Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the delegation of deputies of the Security and Defense Commission at the Czech Parliamentary Council. The talks also touched upon the political and economic cooperation between the two countries and the means of enhancing investments in order to achieve common interests between the two friendly nations. The delegation expressed their delight to visit the Sultanate and to see various aspects of the economic, architectural and cultural characteristics. The Public Authority for Consumer Protection was awarded by the Consumers International Organization in the field of using the digital technology to protect and enable consumers. The awarding ceremony came on the sideline of the G20 Consumers Summit, which was held in the capital city of Berlin in Germany. The ceremony came in recognition of the authorities' role in using modern technology to protect the consumers' rights and ensure the enforcement of laws in this regard. The summit this year aimed at throwing light on the importance of protecting the consumers and the efforts exerted by the authority in this field, in addition to supporting the consumers and building a digital world that consumers can trust. Coinciding with the Sultanate celebrations of the World Consumers Day, which falls on the 15th of March every year, the Oman Association for Consumer Protection organized a seminar entitled Consumers in the Digital Age. The seminar discussed the risks of e-shopping and protecting consumers in the digital age, in addition to digital banking and mechanisms of protecting the consumers. It also highlighted the advantages and disadvantages of the e-shopping. The seminar aimed at finding creative solutions for the e-shopping risks and combating crimes related to the digital economy. It also aimed at directing consumers to e-shopping sites that are safe and credible. The 18th edition of the Career and Job Opportunities Fair, organized by Sultan Qaboos University, continues at the Cultural Center. More details in the following report.
What type of specialization
I'm talking about recruitment in general, so if you're picking someone for your company.
With the ambitions towards reaching their targeted job or training, both graduates and students of various specialties continues to visit the 18th edition of Career and Job Opportunities Fair, organized by Sultan Qaboos University at the Cultural Center. The graduates and students who are about to graduate have had the opportunity to speak to various representatives of the government and private institutions who are taking part in this fair. Graduates and students have these to say.
I just graduated from the University of Tulsa. My major is business management, and I heard about this career and training opportunities fair, and I thought it's a good opportunity to find a job, and I hope to find one.
I'm here to search for some jobs or training if I can get it. Here, many of companies, I'm happy if I get some jobs or training here.
I'm still undergoing my study in College of Science in SQU, and I am here to look for open opportunities within one of these companies.
A graduate, we've been looking for jobs today. We found a few jobs, yet not many in our specialization, but hoping for the best.
I'm a chemical engineering fresh graduate. I just graduated in 2017. I've been moving around the exhibition. There's a lot of openings currently. A lot of companies are recruiting both in the engineering discipline and the HR and HSC as well. So it's a positive vibe around everywhere, and it's been a nice and productive day.
This particular fair provides an opportunity for individuals to either get the required job or training that will equip them with the necessary skills and allow them to have deep insight in the field related to enable them realize their dream and excel in their career. The Ministry of Health signed 3 agreements for health projects financed by the Development Institution of Oman Liquefied Natural Gas Company. The first agreement is for purchasing cardiac resuscitation devices for the National Center for Cardiac Diseases in the Royal Hospital. The second agreement is for financing some medical equipment to the dental clinics at Al Amarat Health Center and another hospital. The third agreement is for the renovation of the surgical laboratory for teeth, face, mouth and jaws in another hospital. Oman Air announced the operation of a direct daily flight from Salalah to the Indian city of Calicut this month. This came as the Sultanate's national carrier has received today a Boeing 800 aircraft which will operate on the short and medium distance routes. These developments come within the context of expansion plans for Oman Air, whose fleet now has 51 airplanes. The first chocolate factory in the Sultanate was launched today with the support of Public Authority for Small and Medium Enterprises Development. Al Baylesan Chocolate Factory has a production capacity of 30 tons monthly, targeting all sectors concerned with chocolate. The factory started manually in 2011 at Ma'abela Industrial Estate in the Wilaya of Sib. Its products were well received by consumers due to their high quality that competes with international trademarks. With more than 250 photos, a book titled The Governorate of Al-Wusta in the Sultanate of Oman, Life and Nature was launched. The book was compiled by the photographer Saif bin Nasser al-Rawahi. It shed lights on historical and tourism landmarks and potentials of the wilayas of the Governorate of Al-Wusta. It is an informative reference for researchers and investors about the 4 wilayas of the Governorate of Al-Wusta, namely Duqm, Hema, Mhout and Al-Jazir. The launching ceremony of the book was presided over by His Excellency Ahmed bin Nasser al-Mherzi, Minister of Tourism. The Wilaya of Boshar in the Governorate of Muscat launched the 2nd edition of its Holy Quran competition. It was launched to encourage the students to read and memorize the Holy Book and study its meanings. During the event, the electronic assessment program was also introduced. The launching ceremony was presided over by His Highness Sayyid Faisal bin Turki bin Mahmoud Al Saeed. And now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of cloud accumulation over the Hajar Mountains and the northern Governorate and scattered rainfall over the Governorate of Musandam. Winds will be northeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Sultan's Special Force SSF celebrates its annual day by the graduation of new recruits and pinning medals of excellent service and royal commendation. The State Council approves the study of dual programs and specializations in higher education institutions and approves the study of amending the Economic Development Law. The Gulf meeting discusses in Muscat the joint strategy for higher education and scientific research for the GCC countries. And the Yemeni crisis tops the meeting of His Excellency the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs with the United Kingdom's ambassador to Sana'a. With that, we come to an end of this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. From me, Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubai, with the entire news team, we do thank you for joining us, wish you a pleasant evening and good night.